এসে গেছে, তার থেকে বাগিটা নেওয়া ছাড়া তার উপায় নেই। আর বাগিটা নিতে কিন্তু সে ধীরে ধীরে করে যাচ্ছে। ফিয়ারের লাস্ট ফার্স্ট the rest of his team, but they still don't have a good position, Johnny. They're barely on the edge. The teams in the front are making the rotation, so there's a lot of threat lingering around them. The area is not clear at all.
A lot of bodies present in a very constricted space. And quite unfortunate for the players of Gremlin Storm as well. As soon as they get themselves to the zone, it's time to move again. Janmara still blocking the rotation path for Gremlin Storm. They do see the players moving. Snipe is going to snipe down Memo. Well, not exactly. He does spray him down from the distance. Goes into the blue to achieve to get that knock as well. Now, two players left from the side of Gremlin Storm. Rowdy, having taken some damage, is going to get paranoid for a few more seconds. Waiting for a revive on his teammate while Fear is just running around picking up loot. The building right behind them. No healing available. Well, some healing available, but not enough. No first aid. Has one painkiller and 3 bandages. Make that 2 as this one is going to go on as well. So Mano, they have a very big advantage in this fight. If this for a while, they are coming out on top.
They make quite a crucial rotation happen. Quite a desperate one as well. Rowdy hoping that maybe he will be able to get away. Memo out in the open. He will be cleaned up without any problem. But now Janmara, the problem continues for them. They will now need to try and close up inside the next zone. And somehow GSM have found the entry and is able to breach inside the second zone. Or is able to breach inside the zone pretty well. And just stopping right in the smack center.
Oh boy. What a rotation right there, but Rowdy, he will have to admit to the fact that he's the last player surviving for his team. So, no real advantage gained over there. In fact, in a few short moments, everyone surviving will collapse upon him. 9 teams, 22 players still alive in this game. 1952 with a high ground against the lads from A1 and B. Chari, what are you going to do? You do see Nima in front of you. And Nima is just completely unaware of the man right next to him. An easy knock for the players of Dead Eyes, guys, and an easy finish secured as well. On the other side, AJ also getting taken out, and that would mean that Skylight Gaming are not going to be participating in this game from here on out. They are eliminated, and they're going to have to wait for the next one.
Unfortunate stuff. A1 and B, still 3 players alive. We're seeing this team alive in the later phase of the game a lot of times now, and I'm loving it. The safe play has been working out for them so far. Hitman was way too low. I don't know why he decided to keep going with that buggy. Instead, he could have stopped and tried to patch himself up, but he still kept going. Now, Hitman's knocked out, and they're also being barraged with nades from the side of Giant Mara. A1 and B nowhere to go. In a big panic situation, Koa catches another nade. He just swallows that one. No fears, full find another knockout. The nades from the side of Giant Mara is just deadly. They're unloading every single nade in their arsenal. And they're not going to stop the barrage anytime soon. Another one flows in. A lot of them back to back. They will get the confirmation. Now it's all down to Kajori. You blink it and you miss it.
Well, I think. Right, so DRS. They are going to be on the western edge of the zone 4 now. Janmara have managed to secure another good elimination for themselves. So it seems like the time when Janmara decided to drop to the military island, things are working out quite nicely for them. 4 eliminations secured, 6 teams remaining. These guys also have 3 players left from their side. So find themselves in quite a decent position. But with no fear getting knocked out, entry can in fact destroy the entirety of the team with 1 nade, but no, he lobs it towards Gunner, who is in fact in a buggy and nowhere near to where the nade was dropped. No fear. Oh boy, the second one does do the trick though. And Entry is going to find 2 knocks instead of 1, but needs to be careful. Gunner is on the flank. Entry is going to prone down to avoid getting shot at. But Gunner, he's down to 50% HP. There are shots coming in from the other direction as well. And now the utility is going to befall him. Gunner is going to get finished off. And with that, Janmara get wiped out. 1952 doing an incredible job in this game. And this is exactly what we were talking about. They are a good team. And finally, they decide to show up. DRS, the only team that can, in fact, stand up to them in terms of raw numbers inside of the game. Down to top 4 teams, 10 players alive, 1952 DRS with all 4 players left. GSM, Gremlin Storm, and Dead Eyes guys with 1 each.
1952 back in form. DRS being the biggest thorn in their way to win this game, and right now DRS also have a big and high ground advantage to play with. Every single team is right underneath them, and now look at GSM. He was still able to survive somehow for such a long time. Rowdy was able to keep his position anonymous, but finally being spotted out. And now it's just going to be an all-out war. 1952 being mowed down with the signature M416 will continue to put on pressure, and the pressure is not being stopped anytime soon. Pressure's definitely being applied. 1952 now should be in a big state of discomfort as Deadeyes guys, that last man's being sniffed out. 1952, unfortunately, one that's knocked out there in the open. DRS on the other hand, they have a nice high ground to play with. Everything is lined with them. It seems like the stars are aligned for the players of DRS, and it's their time to strike in. 1952, a miraculous moment can save this game for them. But as soon as I say that, another man goes down. DRS, they're just wrapping up these numbers. They're just wrapping up this entire team.
Oh man, this is their game to win. DRS, they know it as well. 2 players from the side of 1952 knocked out. 2 left standing in the distance. It is going to be entry along with Dante still remaining with Ruse. It seems like with the way DRS are positioning themselves now, they know where the threat can come from, and they are prepared for it as well. A 4v2 situation in the final fight. 8 eliminations already secured, and they will be finishing, well, they will try to finish with 10 if they can. DRS, unless 1952 just denies them point at this point with Rules. Oh, looking in the right direction, moving in the right direction as well. Should be able to get himself into a flanking spot. It's their win now. We know he's going to walk away with a win.
Yeah, I mean, DRS, they have the big man advantage. On the other hand, 1952 on a man deficit, down to a 2-man squad, and they're getting approached from all across the sides. They're getting engulfed. They're getting swallowed alive. As DRS, they're finding a good positioning on top of the players in 1952. Nowhere to go, no escape route. 1952 will be dealt with in no time. And DRS, they come out on top of that previous game. Nice way to close things out. 25 points in total. Not bad.
Yeah. Moved to the military island, and they moved in not too late, not too early as well, before Venom Legends, in fact. But as soon as you get to the military island, if you are going to continue fighting forever, then it will put you into massive disadvantage because you will lose numbers. It is quite difficult to just go for those sustains right now. DRS, they were just perfect in a way where they were getting those breathing spaces in the middle as well. 10 eliminations, 25 points, a good finish from their side, but also kudos to 1952. They played this game extremely well. And Jan Mara, so early on the island, they had so much control available, but still missing out on the opportunity.
I mean, what can you say when there's just a big wave of vehicles and teams just approaching you? It's gonna be tough to survive that one, right? And especially it was a military-based circle. It just surprised every single team on the other side of the island, including the players of Godlike Stalwart. They made the rotation on the other side, and then later on they realized, okay, the circle is shifted down south. That means it's time to move down south again. With that being said, we'll have the conversation flowing after this short break.
लाइफमा अब अप्स एन्ड डाउन भइरहेको छ होइन सबैकोमा कहिले खुसी कहिले दुःख त्यो भइ नै हुन्छ अब के गर्ने टाइमको अब एउटा डिप्रेसन र स्ट्रेस मान्छे भइसकेको थिएँ Back once again, ladies and gentlemen, to the PMPL South Asia Fall Season of 2022, brought to you by the Oppo M21 Pro. This This is Super Johnny, joined by Necro alongside with me. And with three matches done and dusted, we finally do see DRS living up to the competition, living up to the hype, and winning the game on a wrangle. It was a comfortable win for them, but what about the rest of the teams, Necro? We saw Train to Kill also go down extremely early.
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I thought TDK will be able to perform that one, but
Yeah.
mainly I think so is because TDK drops all the way up top to Severny,
Yeah.
then they needed to move all the way down south, and that is probably the main issue. And this reminds me of another moment, right? Usually, if the circle takes a big shift down south, and if you're a team that drops up north, either you have two options: either be really quick with your loot and instantly start moving down south, or you just hope that maybe you will somehow not meet your death.
You just hope that that is not going to happen. You just hope you don't meet your demise. But a couple of things that got me confused in this particular game, which was what happened to the players of TRZ. I mean, all of a sudden I see their names falling down to the blue zone out of all things, and also DE. Why was the swan dive taken towards the water so early? I mean, yeah, I know from our perspective the players looked like they were just on something, just flying up in the air, but no, they were in those vehicles. The vehicles were made to just go for a dive into the river from the cliff, and after that, things didn't really work out too well for them.
They had a superhero plan, Johnny, which didn't work out, right? They wanted to make a Mission Impossible happen, but it didn't happen. Because, again, as I said, I think so. The only reason behind that sort of rotation or that sort of a desperate move has to be that you realize the fact that the circle is shifted down south. And at this point, the bridgeways or the only entry points are pretty much being held by the other teams. So Deadeye's guys knew either we can try to make it inside the circle right now or later. And if you do try to make it inside the circle later, the chances of surviving are even minimal. So you might as well take the chances right now and just straight up book it inside the water lines. And that's what they did, and it didn't really work out.
Yeah, not really working out for the lads, but looking at this match summary, I think Yante again proving to be a very important player for the side of DRS, securing 4 eliminations and also dishing out the highest damage in this match. Then we do have Memo on the highest assist, sitting on the first position in terms of the highest assist with 2, being the number 4 on him. Highest healing done was by Assault from the side of Dax. Dax not really revealing too much or making their presence felt in this game because they weren't there for long. Because that's just 1 elimination by Dax, 1 placement points by Dax, and 4 eliminations secured. But this game was DRS Gaming just showcasing how good they can be if they have the zone, if they have a comfortable position in the zone, securing 25 points from this game. Following them, it is going to be the players of 1952 with 6 eliminations, 18 points in total. Gremlin Storm, again, they are being very consistent now. Gremlin Storm, they got 3 elimination points and these 8 placement points, which bring the total tally to 11. Now, 11 points in a game, not too shabby. That's a good performance.
Yeah, I would say an okay performance indeed, but still, GSM. I mean, we have seen consistency from these banners, and GSM, they're an okay performance overall inside this weekly overall rankings, right? But teams that we really needed to see shine through was TRC. Teams that we really needed to see with the consistency was Dax. And up till now, even inside the week 2, these teams haven't really been able to perform. We thought TRC was slowly and steadily climbing on the ladder of success, but that hasn't been the thing yet. They ended things off on a decent note in week 1, but then inside week 2, it seemed like, okay, TRZ, they are looking pretty okay. But then later on, again, the downhill curve started. TRZ started being really just inconsistent overall and not really just come out on top in the duels they took.
Yeah, and it's very difficult to say what is going wrong with them because they aren't doing things that differently from how they were approaching them in week 1. But in week 1, the results were quite decent.
And the main thing we can't really say a lot is because they're not really getting a lot of spotlight as well. If they were on the screen for a long time, if they did or try to pull something incredible off, or if they were engaging in a lot of fights, so we can try to tell because they would have gotten a lot of screen time. Then we can try to analyze what sort of things are going wrong. But they're not even getting that screen time, anyways.
Yeah, no screen time, and the reason for that being, I have no idea why, though, because as we did talk about it as well, it felt like the team just went down to the zone itself. zero damage dished out, zero eliminations in this game. So either they just got taken out when they were not looking and they were just lost completely, or I have no idea how to explain that. I mean, this was just a very weird exit from the side of the RZA.
There's one way you can explain how someone's lost. You know that.
No.
You know that. The thing that you were doing in the dry run yesterday.
Oh yeah. Yeah, our producer is gonna kill me if I do it right now.
Yeah,
It's something very awesome.
Yeah. I don't think so. I don't think so. It's a good idea. Yeah, our producer would literally find you and hunt you down. But the damage graph is in front of us, and DRS with 10